3 years, you know.
This morning I was able to appear before Judge Husky and put an agreement with the Ada County Prosecutor on the record that brought this 3-year ordeal I've been going through to an end. It involved my admitting a contempt before the court and being ordered to pay some fees and costs for some of the costs of the prosecution that's been going on, approximately $3,000. For me, it was worth it to resolve the case this way because I've been in limbo since I resigned in September of 2010, and to finally get the last of the cases behind me, finally free to move forward with my life, to seek the reinstatement, or continue to seek the reinstatement of my law license and try to put my life back together. So it feels good today to walk out of Judge Husky's courtroom and know that the ordeal of the last 3 years is finally behind me.
Do you kind of feel like you're 3 for 3 on these cases now?
You know, I think it's statistics, right? You can interpret them any way you want. I don't know that it's a win-loss thing. I think that what's important to note is in the criminal cases, the jury heard the evidence and found me not guilty. And so the community supported what happened in my case and decided it wasn't right to convict me of a crime. This case is a little different. The prosecution dismissed. And so, a prosecutor looked at the evidence and determined they couldn't meet the burden of persuasion, as Ms. Akamatsu put it. But at the same time, they took their pound of flesh by pushing the contempt issue before Judge Husky. So I don't know if I'd say 3 for 3. I think what's important is it's over. The community can take a deep breath and they're not going to hear about this anymore, and I can move on with my life.
What are your plans?
It depends on whether the Supreme Court deems me worthy of practicing law. I'd love to return to the practice of law here in Idaho. If the Supreme Court doesn't return my license, I'm going to have to move in a different direction. But I'll be sticking around.
A few years ago, you talked about running for prosecutor again. Is there any chance that you run for public office of any kind?
Certainly not right now. I have a life to rebuild, and if I'm not a licensed lawyer, being the prosecutor is completely out of the question. But my whole life has been geared around service, and if the community called me to serve again, I wouldn't close the door to the notion that public office might be the right place to serve.